Hey guys, we're going to be going back to the Clash of Wills for another budget run. We're going to be doing level 99. If you don't think you can handle 99, go to 90 or 85. But this team should be able to handle 99 pretty easily, and it's pretty budget. So here's the team we're going to use. We're not using any New Vision bases except for Diverti. Now the reason I'm taking Diverti is because I don't want to take Sacred Shield Charlotte. She's a free magical tank that was just given. Everyone's got Sacred Shield Charlotte. She works absolutely fine. The reason I don't want to take her is because she counterattacks, and I hate counterattacks. It slows down videos. So we're taking Diverti. You could take Beatrix. You could take Phasey. Any magical tank you want is totally fine. But we're taking Diverti just because I don't want to deal with counterattacks. So other than that, this is going to be the team we're going to be using. We're going to use a magical cover tank with some ice, a little bit of dark, a little bit of wind resist. So there we go. And we gave him Excellent Re, so we can keep re-raise on himself. Because every now and then the boss does Ghastly Nightmare, which is a gravity attack, and it might kill our tank. It seems to be random. I don't really know when the boss does it, but just in case the boss does it, this will re-raise him and he will be totally fine. If you don't have the Excellent Wreath, you can keep re-raise on your tank with another source like a healer or something. Just, for the absolute safety, you do kind of want re-raise on your tank if possible. We're not using the shift form, so ignore it. We're going to use Renora for double stack Mirage. The boss does some AoE physical attacks later in the fight. She does up to 2 of them per turn, Vicious Massacre. And double Mirage makes it really, really easy to survive those. That is basically all he's here for, is to double Mirage pretty much every turn. Now the whole team has a little bit of wind and dark resist. The boss uses wind and dark attacks that ignore cover. So we're going to have a little bit of resist on the team to help deal with that. Other than that, make sure he has decent HP. You want the whole team to have a little bit of HP because the lowest HP unit we're going to get to in a minute, that's going to be important. Eurytia is going to steal in perils, do mitigation, mana regen. We give her Calamity Border just for resist if we need it. Other than that, a little bit of dark and wind resist. Now give her a lot of dark and wind resist, about 150, because she's going to be stealing in perils on a lot of turns, and we want her to be resistant even after stealing the imperils onto herself. Summerfina and Lid are going to be the mana regen, the healer, and the breaker. You can replace her with any breaker you want. It's not really that important. Give her a little bit of wind and dark resist. We're also giving the shift form auto buff on these 2 units. That's, not super important, but there it is. Now, Conch is going to be a little bit important here. Not her specifically, but a unit on the party with low HP, so they can direct all the single target physicals to themselves. She's going to be full evasion. So full evasion, the lowest HP on the party, a little bit of wind and dark resist. We're not using any STMRs, so it's pretty easy to build this, I think at least. And we're choosing her because she can do a dark imbue and dark imperil for the party. And she's going to be chaining Bolting Strike with our Elena. So she's slot efficient. If you don't have Conch, bring someone else to imbue your Elena, who is going to be carrying the fight. You want to use fire, wind, or dark damage. Light damage does work as well, but the boss absorbs light after being hit a few times, so it's easier to go with fire, wind, or dark. So we're going to go with dark with a Conch. If you don't have Conch, you can use, like Bart's with a wind team, or Ignis with a fire team, whatever you want. But she's going to be, again, full evasion with the lowest HP on the party. And then Elena is going to carry the fight. Mine is using no STMRs at all, except for her own, which was free. Some killers, we're using a free card. She can very easily carry this fight. Everyone got Elena from the panel quest, so there you go. She's at 295 human, 295 fairy killer, with, again, extremely cheap gear. And then shift form, a little bit of bulk, a little bit of resist. She's going to be using the shift form every now and then to buff the party's resistance. Okay, let's go ahead and get a clear in. So I already did a budget run the other day, and I felt it was pretty easy to do, but I didn't use double Mirage, so the party was taking a lot of damage. This is going to be even safer. So on turn 1, we're going to use Elena to protection and crystal refraction. We're going to use Conch to just imperil the boss to dark and hit twice with acoustic edge. We're going to use Renora pretty much every turn to just double Conductor. And then Railway Crossing versus Human for the human mitigation. Eurisha will do pretty much every turn. She'll do 4 Element and then Protectors. Lid will do Deep Sea Swimming, Aqua Replenishment, and Beach Parasol for healing. And Diverti will just cover. We're going to use cover. We're going to do Damage Card Cut and Clay Shield. Don't use Fired Up Earth. We don't want to imbue him with Earth. That would be a bad thing. So stay away from that. He's just going to cover. And if you don't have Diverti, again, he is not important. Any magical tank you want is totally fine. The boss does pretty low damage if you keep her broken. Again, I'm just not using Sacred Shield Charlotte because I don't want to deal with those counterattacks. It just slows the video down way too much. Okay, so we're going to spend 2 turns just filling morale gauge so Elena does more damage. So we're going to use Elena to Blessing and then Beloved and Legendary Heroine. All of these can just basically repeat. And then Diverti will cover Damage Card and Card Assault, just to keep his cover up. Alright, so we're pushing the morale pretty good with Elena's Magnuses. And starting on turn 4, we're going to start dealing damage. But for now, I want to just push that morale gauge towards our side a little bit. Because the more morale you have, the more damage Elena will deal. And as you see, Diverti is covering the damage pretty easily. So we're going to go ahead and reload pretty much everyone except for Elena. Just repeat everyone. Elena will this turn, we're going to do double morale fill, and we'll do an Azure Might for the killer buff. So now the morale has been pushed a decent amount into our side. So we're going to start dealing damage next turn. And don't forget we're imbued with Dark as well as Imperiling Dark because of Conch. Okay, let's start dealing some damage now. So we're going to use, is Diverti's cooldown back up? Not yet. We're going to use Diverti to re-raise himself, just in case for later. Conch will triple chain Bolting Strike, and then Elena will go to the base form, and she's going to use Piercing, Refraction, and Blade of Salvation. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. As you can see, once the morale is pushed on your side, we deal pretty good damage. Alright, so Fid, same thing as always. Renora, same thing as always. Eurisha, we're gonna go one more turn with Eurisha, just doing this right here. And next turn, we're going to use status immunity with Eurisha. We're gonna start pushing the boss a little bit lower in health. Alright, so there's Elemental Innervation. It's an attack that ignores cover. It deals dark damage, but we're immune because of the dark resist. And there's Cruel Retribution going towards Conch. Alright, Elena on this turn will just Blade of Salvation 3 times. We're going to chain with our Conch. Let's go ahead and do that damage real quick. And we're probably going to push the boss below 50 here, which is fine, you know, whatever. This team has double Mirage. We're really resisting everything. It's fine. We'll do this. We'll use Diverti to put his cooldown back up with cover, Damage Card Cut, and Clay Shield. Renora, just double Mirage every single turn the whole fight. And Eurisha is we're going to do status immunity. Let's do Unyielding for the status immunity. And we'll 4 Element Barrier to continue to steal the Imperils onto herself. There we go. Alright, so we push some thresholds. The boss will start doing, mean things. We don't really care that much. And she might kill the boss. She might kill our Diverti here with that gravity attack. In a test run, she did it on this turn. I don't know really what triggers it. She seems to not be doing it. I don't know. It's weird. So there's Vicious Massacre. That is our double Mirage is handling that. So Diverti will just go ahead and put up re-raise on himself in case the boss decides to be mean here. Let's see. Now, we did get True Omniscience. So we're going to... And the boss cured her debuffs and all, I think. Oh, she didn't. Well, anyway, we're gonna because the boss did True Omniscience, we're gonna shift Elena on this turn, and we're gonna do Legendary Heroine and Crystal Refraction to put the resist buff back up. Conch will put up the Dark Imperil again, and we'll double Acoustic Edge. Fid repeats the entire fight, so does Renora. And Eurasia will we'll just keep mitigations up. Yeah, we're fine. So the boss is going to do her thing. We're not really worried about it. We've got double Mirage and all that. The morale is continuously going towards our side. And then for the Cruel Retribution, our low HP Evasion Conch is taking care of all that. You know, there's the Elemental Innervation. That's the attack that ignores cover. There's Vicious Massacre, which we're double Miraging. Alright, we'll do this. Diverti will go ahead and just put his buffs back up. The boss, did she cure her buffs? She did not, so we're good here. Let's go ahead and start dealing some damage again. Let's go back to the base form. Let's use Piercing, Refraction, and Salvation. And Conch will chain up with Acoustic Edge. And we'll use Fid first. We'll use Eurasia, I guess. Always steal those Imperils with Eurasia. And then we might even kill the boss here. Oh, are we? Oh, not quite. That's okay. It's not a problem. So here we go. We push thresholds again. We're covering them with our tank. There's a mana drain, but we've got Fid on the team, so she handles that for us. It's unfortunate that the boss is not using Ghastly Nightmare to kill our tank with the gravity attack. I kind of wanted to show that, but he does have. We're keeping re-raise on Diverti with Excellent Wreath, so we're not. Even if the boss did do it, we wouldn't really care all that much. All right, so he's still imperiled. Are we imbued still with Dark? Yeah, we got one more turn of imbue from Conch, so we'll go ahead and we'll just finish off the boss right here with triple salvation. Fid will do this. We'll do this. Eurasia will just steal the imperils and protectors. And I guess there's the clear. Another budget run. Okay, so level 99. The gear was extraordinarily cheap. We used no STMRs whatsoever. We used a lot of cheapy gear. The Elena was using nothing but free gear. And the Conch obviously did 0 damage, basically. So, yeah, double Mirage. A low HP evasion unit to draw those single target attacks. A magical tank with a lot of resistances. Keep re-raise on your magical tank. Every time the boss does True Omniscience, use Elena to shift to the shift form and do Crystal Refraction to remove that True Omniscience the boss did on your party. Spend the first 2 turns doing morale building for your Elena. Once your morale is in the positive, start dealing damage with her morale scaling skills, and you've got an easy clear on Vestige of Morgana. That was, very cheap gear, very easy to replicate, I believe. Yeah, this is all gear. That's her TMR. That's a trial reward. The battle worn fatigues are craftable. Farplane defender. It's an event item. It's not even that important. It's just a 25% killer item. If you don't have this, you can easily replace that with anything you want. Grand Star everyone has. Warrior of the Crystal everyone has. And then some crafted killers for fairies. Yeah. Elena will handle that for you, no problem. Okay, so I will see you guys next time.